What is up, and welcome to Around the Monitor for the week of the 4th of July, Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to the 50 states out there and the territories, although maybe, this is a terrible route to go with this one.
Yeah,
Be very, very careful with that.
Start over. Cut it.
But I'm your host, I'm King Kaiser. Joining me this week is Baritsu Baru. I just realized I didn't give a name to. The Raccoon King, Baritsu Baru.
Actually, I'm here to let everybody know that the raccoons are the new overlords. So please just
the capital
struggle.
The capital for the raccoons is Raccoon City. Fun fact.
Yeah, see,
That's
there
a
you
little,
go.
that's a little game joke
what
for
New
you.
York's gonna be right now.
We've got
New
the fanciest.
Raccoon City.
We got the fanciest boy in the land, the Dapper Dastard.
What's up?
And we have got Mount Rushmore himself, IO 590. We got to work on it, man. We got to work on it. To anybody joining us, please enjoy this holiday weekend that we have coming into. But this week we're going to do something a little different. It's a pretty slow news week, and we decided instead of talking about Dr. Disrespect again, talking about Shenmue 3 in the Epic Store, which I know everybody is so excited. I'm sure there's some other studio which is being hit with terrible crunch and layoffs. But instead of doing that, we decided to get festive for the holiday, and we're talking about the Mount Rushmore of video games. So, and I'm not talking characters. I'm not saying, hey, let's pop Mario and Sonic up there. I'm saying the year is 2090. And the great video game war has happened, and unfortunately, Mount Rushmore has been destroyed due to a power bomb. Is that a thing in a video game?
I think that might be Star Fox.
That sounds right. A power bomb and
A P block.
a P block. Yeah, a P block. I hate that it's a P block. A P block was it. And sadly, Mount Rushmore has been destroyed, and there are no longer any faces on Mount Rushmore. And now we have to. Did you see that? Did you see that happen in real? Yeah, I appreciate my poor man's Photoshop job on Mount Rushmore, but now it is our job to decide who will be put up on Mount Rushmore. Also, should be noted in the Great Video Game War, video games now rule the world. So. The reason
we won. Excellent.
If we are video games.
We're kind of lost, depending on how you look at it.
That's a pretty good point. But
I like video games, and I still don't think they should rule the world.
well, you'll be the first person killed in the video game war.
In the Great Video Game War.
Yeah. But in the aftermath here, we have to decide what great figures will be put up on Mount Rushmore. I do want to start it off with saying everybody's probably going to agree that we should probably put Miyamoto up there, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to be like, Miyamoto, I don't know about that guy. What has he done? There we go. Now he's up there. Okay, so we got Shigeru Miyamoto up there.
They captured his likeness so well. Holy shit, how'd they color his hair like that?
Listen. We've already joked about my Photoshop skills. Hayo pick Notch. The sad thing is Notch is on the list for potentials. I feel like he's obviously not going to be picked. But
take him off already, because although if the gamers won, then he would probably be on Mount Rushmore, to be honest.
Yeah, unfortunately. So we got everybody can agree Shigeru's up there. Let me start reading through some names, and we can talk about how we feel about some people here. Unless somebody else has somebody they want to pitch right now that they're like, I think this should be a hard consideration.
I trust your list to cover all the big names.
That Halo guy.
Halo guy?
Mr. Halo.
They call him Master.
The creator of Halo.
Dr. Halo.
So, I did some research before this. There is a guy named John Carmack who I had never heard of, but apparently a lot of people agree he is very important to video games. He co-founded id Software, was the lead programmer for Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, Quake, and Rage 1. He's currently working for Oculus VR, but most notably, he pushed hardware forward with getting video cards that could render 3D and a lot of computers. Pretty much from like the hardware side, he's very important. I'm not committed to putting him on there, but obviously, not just the games he's helped develop, but like the hardware that he's pushed. I think he is an important person to talk about. But anyways, let's go through some of the other ones. Koji Igarashi, the creator of Castlevania, currently just released Bloodstained. Hidetaka Miyazaki, the head of From Software, creator of Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne. Phil Spencer, the current head of Xbox. I think, like, even me personally liking Phil Spencer, I don't think you put him on this list. He's too new. He's really only been the head of Xbox during this generation, and they haven't been winning this generation. I think they're making a lot of good choices for the future, but turning the ship is like turning a cruise liner, and it is turning very slowly.
And also because it's just heads. I feel like Phil Spencer is known for his t-shirt blazer combo. You'd have to at least do him from like the waist
You're right.
up.
That's a good point. I like that. I got Yves Guillemot, the head of Ubisoft, also founded it. He's been with it the whole company. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen this week, just put up a large video on kind of the history of Ubisoft. I call it the rise, the fall, and the rise again of Ubisoft. Please check that out on the YouTube channel. We've got Michael Morhaime, or Morhaime, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but he's the founder and CEO of Blizzard. But was also with the company during the Warcraft days, so clearly important.
When they weren't a piece of shit.
Yeah. Before they were acquired by Activision.
Right.
You've got Todd Howard, and he certainly is important for video games. We've got Will Wright, the creator of SimCity and The Sims. I mean, you talk about somebody who made video games reach a much larger audience. I think he's definitely a name you have to think about. We've got this was a suggestion from Britsubar the other day. We were talking about this. Reggie Fils-Aimé. It's the thing, like, I would want to put him on there because I like Reggie a lot, and obviously incredibly influential. He was the president of Nintendo of America for, I want to say it was like 10 years, and he did other things in the company before that, but I think most of his tenure was during the Wii U era, so part of me is kind of like, well,
he's the dad of the Wii U.
Yeah, but his body is always ready, so there is that.
It is. It's also ready to be a giant head.
Yeah, he does have a big head, big body in general. Just tall, masculine man, good energy.
No, I wouldn't want to fight. I wouldn't want to fight him.
No.
We talk about Reggie's body.
Speaking of men who fought Reggie, Satoru Iwata. If you remember it was for Smash Brothers at one point when they were doing the fighting. That was such a great bit, but. Satoru Iwata obviously was the president or CEO of Nintendo entirely for a while, but also did a lot of technical work behind the scenes. Famously, he did some magic with the hardware, the software to shrink Pokemon Gold and Silver to fit both generations on Gold and Silver, so you could go back to the first generation map in that game. Who else do we have here? We've got Toru Iwatani, the creator of Pac-Man. I feel like that one's like, it's cool, but I'm like, you know?
It's like, it's Pac-Man.
Does he have anything else to his name, or is he really just Pac-Man?
No, it's really just that. It's really just that.
Yeah, I feel like if he had done something else, then I'd probably consider it. But if it's just Pac-Man, and I feel like he's up against a little too stiff a competition.
All right. Here's one that I think is definitely a strong consideration. Gabe Newell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
he ended up for the guy who voted that dude in, okay?
Yeah, he was very, very much around for the development of Half-Life, but more importantly, I think all of us would agree, He is kind of the reason that Steam exists, which really revolutionized the PC gaming marketplace.
Yeah.
Honestly,
100%.
I'd be so bold as to say, let's vote on it right now, and I'll say yes.
I'm fine with putting Gabe on the wall.
I put Gabe up there. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
put Gabe up there just for Steam.
All right.
I don't really
Yeah.
care about. I don't care about Half-Life a huge amount, but Steam
No,
did change how computer gaming existed.
All right.
I feel
I
like Bill
would
Gates is a tenuous claim.
for sure. So we got
Yeah, there he
we
is.
got Gabe up on the wall now.
Can we do Thomas Edison because he invented electricity? Without
Oh,
electricity,
that's a
there would
good
be
point.
video
That's a good
games.
point. That's a good point.
That's actually really that's really funny.
I also vote no. Immediately, just stop shooting that down. Hell no.
What if it's Nikola Tesla
Oh,
instead
God.
of Thomas Edison?
Nah,
Well,
that guy.
So here's
Now.
here's a name I feel
I
like
was
we.
gonna say really quick,
Uh-huh.
if we're talking about people influential to just video game culture,
Mm-hmm.
theoretically, King Kaiser should go up on there.
Ooh, I like the sound of this. I like you're winning me over on this one.
You know what? Take down the two we have up there. Just put all four of our faces up there.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
We
Every
have the
episode.
most influence on video games. in
that
history.
shortest episode.
That might be the thumbnail for this episode. We'll see.
In the combined like 90 to 100 years we've all been alive.
Yeah.
But like,
We've done it all.
if we're doing a for real of what I'm talking about, could you then theoretically put like PewDiePie up there, or like
No Nazi enablers on the mountain.
true? Okay, Ninja or fucking.
Ninja's too recent.
That's the thing. I feel
literally.
like streaming culture is so new in comparison to the
Yeah.
history of video games. I think in maybe 10 to 15 years that would be something we could look at, but
Yeah.
okay, let's keep going here. I've got this is a name. This guy I feel like he should get on the wall just because of his name. Dr. William Higginbottom. He
What's the first
made
name?
William. Is Dr.
I
William
think I've read his book series. before,
Higginbottom.
yeah.
Billy Higginbottom.
He made Tennis for Two, which is the first video game ever made. So
You talking Pong?
it was before Pong. Pong is not the first video game ever made. Common misconception.
Okay.
Tennis for two.
I feel like it's a novelty, but I feel like I think we would all probably pass on him just because he didn't really do much else for the.
Yeah.
Okay, here's an actual very serious contender. Satoshi Tajiri, the creator of Pokemon.
I feel like Miyamoto still kind of encapsulates all that.
It's the thing. It's the frustrating thing where it's like, do we want to give Nintendo two people?
Probably. Honestly.
And,
are you
and that's
kidding me?
and that's how I feel is probably, but it's which two do we talk about? You know.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely keep his name in the running. I'd like to hear more on the list
We've
before
got
I make a decision. But I mean, that's definitely a name with just how expansive Pokemon has become in the many, many years it's been alive.
We've got Gunpei Yokoi. He spearheaded the first Metroid game, and he also basically, I don't want to say was single-handedly responsible for the Game Boy, but like pretty much everyone is like, yeah, the reason the Game Boy was what it was is because of Gunpei Yokoi. So obviously very important. I still don't think I'd give it to him. I think there are more important people, but a very important name nonetheless.
Mhm.
We've got John Romero, one of the co-founders of id Software. He made Doom and Wolfenstein. Obviously extremely important. I feel like if we're going to give somebody credit for that, I would probably give it to the guy, John Carmack, who I mentioned earlier, just
Yeah.
because he also did that and made a bunch of great hardware.
Yeah.
We've got Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy 1 through 7, Chrono Trigger, and Kingdom Hearts 1. Well, not creator, but he was
Okay,
involved.
see, that's a name. That's a name I would.
You
definitely-
have to have like one of the big RPG guys, and for me, it's either Hironobu Sakaguchi or it's Yuji Horii, who's the creator of Dragon Quest,
Yeah, ooh,
and
that's
both of
tough.
them worked on
What the,
Chrono Trigger.
what the second name do?
Dragon Quest.
I'd say Sakaguchi because Dragon Quest hasn't been all encompassing.
I give Yeah, I give Chrono Trigger and the first 7 Final Fantasies the nod over Dragon Quest.
I agree.
Because Dragon Quest is more popular in Japan,
Mhm.
but Final Fantasy is more popular globally.
Yeah, and again, we talk about how Chrono Trigger was like the one best game of like the last 50 years that we all agreed on. Like no one complained about
And this
Chrono
is
Trigger being on there.
this is America. This is Mount Rushmore. So these American games.
Kingdom Hearts, American game.
Shoot.
We've got Sam and Dan Hauser, the two brothers behind the 3D GTA games, currently the CEOs of Rockstar Entertainment. It's also not one to turn a blind eye to. I mean, I feel like they're obviously extremely influential.
I don't know if this is probably a no, but I just want to throw this name out there. Because we're not doing video game characters, instead, you throw up Charles Martinet up there.
Ooh, the
The
voice of
voice
Mario.
of the most influential video game character ever.
It's a thing where like, whew, that's a really good one. I feel like I would say no, just because he's just the voice of
lines
Mario.
of dialogue does Mario have?
Hey, let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, ha, yippee, Mamma Mia.
I think that Yippee was Yoshi actually.
At least
I'm
five,
confused.
according to my math.
Sorry, but the one I had said before was Sam and Dan Hauser, the two brothers who created and led the 3D Grand Theft Auto games, and now are currently the CEOs of Rockstar Entertainment. Obviously, very important for the video games industry. I think no one would debate that. I mean, they literally have what is probably going to be the best-selling game of all time, GTA 5. It's probably only, I would guess, like a year or two away from outselling Wii Sports. On here is Alexei Pajitnov, who is the creator of Tetris. He has done nothing else for video games, but he did make Tetris.
I mean, that's another one of those things, which is like the creator of Pac-Man. If that's the only thing to his name, I don't know if that's enough.
I hear you.
I mean, obviously, Tetris was a jumping point for so many different things, but so is Pac-Man.
Here's a really interesting one. This person doesn't have an actual name. They just go by Ice Frog on the internet, but the creator of Dota.
What did he do?
He created Dota.
What did he do?
He created Dota.
Dota.
Okay.
Hey, I don't play Dota, so fuck that guy. All right.
The problem is Dota's terrible, so...
Oh man.
Does someone get credit for creating a garbage game?
Oh my god.
I mean, I get what you're saying, because theoretically you could say it influenced the creation of League of Legends.
Yeah, I mean, every MOBA stole from Defense of the Ancients.
Well, listen. Mizuki in the chat here is saying we got to remember Tim Schafer, and of course we're going to talk about Tim Schafer. And I would like to put him up here, but I feel like that's a no.
Tim Schafer. I don't know about Tim Schafer.
I like Tim Schafer.
I like Tim Schafer. He made Psychonauts and other bad games.
Oh, he did more than just Psychonauts, but
that's why I say other bad games.
Oh, dang! Get dunked on.
Arguably, Brutal Legends not bad, but every other Tim Schafer game I've played, I've been like, what are you doing? What happened? I think you had one good idea, and then you stopped having good ideas. And then Jack Black was like, I'll be a voice in your video game, and then they kind of rode on that.
Dang. Mizuki, get wrecked, dog.
Yeah, Tim Schafer. At me, Tim Schafer.
And as for Michael Ansel, did he do anything apart from Rayman? And not to discredit Rayman, very important. Yeah, he did do most of the LucasArts games. That defines
honestly,
storytelling.
even if you had, I don't know if Rayman had the same sticking power.
Oh, Michael Ansel did Beyond Good and Evil. Okay, I would agree with you on that.
They spawned a good amount of Rabbit games.
That's true, but like.
Okay, I will retract everything I said about Tim Schafer. if he did Knights of the Old Republic.
He did not.
I don't know.
No,
Alright.
that's somebody else who I
Well-
almost put on this list, and I did not.
Mizuki, if
I
he
feel
did Knights of the Old
Prince of
Republic, I would
Persia
correct
was
everything I said.
before that. The original Prince of Persia is mad old.
I don't know if it's that influential series.
I would also argue that
I only remember Sands of Time.
the first
whenever
one. Gotcha.
mess up and you go, no, that's not how it happened.
I played like 2 Prince of Persia games. They
Let me keep moving here. Next on the list, I've got Notch. I feel like we all agree he probably shouldn't be on the list. Be on Mount Rushmore.
Like if he wasn't a dickhead, I'd say let's put him on the list.
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
If he wasn't a giant ass, I'd say there's a potential. I wouldn't put him on there, but I'd say there's potential because of what Minecraft has become. But Notch is a fucking dick.
I mean, I
somehow.
feel like Gabe Newell probably is a dick. He just doesn't tweet.
That's fine. Hey, if you want to be a dick in your own personal life, I mean, just don't talk. Just don't tweet about
By all
it. you
means,
dick.
keep putting out good products and shut the fuck up and great.
Right. If you're an asshole, just shut up and at least don't like do any damage.
Here's a really interesting name. I would never have considered this, but I saw somebody post it on like a list of other like influential game developers or game people. Tom Fulp, the creator of Newgrounds.
Nah.
Because he's also responsible for Castle Crashers,
Binding
Alien
of
Hominid.
Isaac.
Yeah, he gave Ed. God, what's his name?
Ed McMillan.
Ed McMillan. His start. So
Nah.
it's a name. I'd rather give it to Ed
Like,
McMillan.
Newgrounds hung
seems
out.
a little. The
Yeah.
creation of Newgrounds seems a little tenuous too.
I agree.
Well,
Video game immortality.
I would ask the question then, who do we give responsibility to for the advent of the indie game scene?
I have the answer to this.
Would it be that?
No.
Because
Don't get us
like,
started, please.
I would.
cause like that's a big deal. I feel like indie games are like are now like one of the more
Indie games
like
are
you
games
used
now.
to have to be you used to have to come from a third party developer or a major video game production studio to even make a video game and have it marketed, and now you can just be sitting by yourself in your basement and you can make a video game and market it and sell it.
Yeah.
You look at the Return of the Obra Dinn guy and Papers, Please and Braid and all that kind of stuff.
I was gonna say the answer is the creator of Braid, Jonathan Blow. He made the game by himself, and then went on to make The Witness. Extremely influential for indie game developers.
I'd say whoever made it possible for him to get as far as he did should be up there, but I don't know who that is. I don't know what that name would be.
Yeah.
What an influential person that might have been.
Exactly.
So according to Wikipedia, Joyce
They're so
Weisbecker
influential, I
considers
don't know their
herself
name.
the first indie game designer.
Interesting.
What did she make?
Several games for RCA Studio for the RCA Studio 2 console in 1976.
All games were indie in 1976.
Yeah,
Tell her to
definitely.
shut the fuck up.
Also, look at that. She considers herself. There's
Yeah.
nothing on here that anyone
That's
else considers her.
That's unfortunate.
She just claims to be. Which
Here's-
I'm not saying that's impossible, but I like how there's no other reference to like anyone else agreeing with this claim.
Let me give you guys this one. Shinji Mikami, the creator of pretty much all the good Resident Evil games, Dino Crisis, God Hand, and the executive producer for Phoenix Wright, currently working on The Evil Within and now Ghostwire Tokyo.
What's this person's name again?
Shinji Mikami.
What was the first name again?
Gosh darn it. Shinji Mikami.
Okay. I mean, you said Phoenix Wright, and that immediately.
Were you guys able to hear
struck
that I
the chord.
said? Were you guys able to hear that I said Resident Evil?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I disregarded all of that when you said Phoenix Wright.
Oh, okay. I know you love Phoenix Wright. So yeah, he's pretty much the golden boy of Capcom, apart from what's his name who did Mega Man. Can you guys can't hear me at all, can you?
It's really, really patchy.
That's so weird. man.
Well, we had this issue before with your other mic.
I know, but
We
I
didn't
just-
fix it, but we had that issue.
Yeah, I didn't know it was this bad though. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty cancerous. Doesn't really matter if we're just shooting the shit,
Yeah.
playing games together or something, though.
Okay, how about this?
But this is no game, Hio. This is the future of Mount Rushmore.
Right.
You're right, my bad.
Mount Game More
Oh,
is
it's
what
all
they call
games
it.
now,
They call it
No,
Mount
no,
Game
wait.
More.
I know. Here's the thing. It needs to be Mount Mushmore, and it needs to also have a one-up mushroom on it.
What else? So we've got Rand Miller was the lead guy behind Myst. That's kind of cool, but
I don't. What's missed? Is that a good game?
Oh wow, damn dog.
It's a fun little story.
You've got this is more of a joke, but Yu Suzuki is the creator of Virtua Fighter, which is the first 3D fighting game, and also Shenmue.
Did you say Virtua Fighter?
Yes, Virtua Fighter and Shenmue.
Oh,
And we said we weren't gonna talk about it.
Ah, you're right. You got me. You got me.
if
You
you'd
should
made
just put a
Virtua
trailer up
Tennis,
there.
maybe, dude, because I like that game.
That game is good. That game is really good.
That game is fucking awesome.
All right. What about Ken?
All right, who else you got on your list?
Ken Levine, the lead designer of System Shock 2, and they also wrote the story and were the creative director for BioShock.
That's substantial, but what else has he done?
I mean, System Shock 2 and BioShock Infinite. Yes, thank you, Mizuki. Like, you're going to pass
I
on
feel like
BioShock?
at this point, I'm only considering people who have like changed the game industry, and not just people who made like good games.
I hear you. I would argue that System Shock 2 and BioShock really push the boundaries of first-person storytelling.
Well, can you argue that Halo did that?
I would say
Well,
yes.
Let him finish his list.
I
Because
would
I'm
s-
gonna add.
Okay. Oh, Hayo brought some stuff to the table, huh?
No, just a bit, because I don't know if you already had him on there. I was gonna say
Okay.
you need to put Jason Jones,
I don't have
he's like
him
the
on
co of everything, co-founder Bungie, Halo,
Mm.
Microsoft, all that stuff. Because
Mhm.
if Halo doesn't exist, Xbox doesn't take off, and if Xbox doesn't take off, Microsoft doesn't become a games industry leader.
That's so what all did he do for Bungie? Just founded it, or
Co-founded, he was the director of. Hold on, shoot, let me X out of this. Co-founded Bungie. Made a game I don't care about. He was actually worked on code, level design, and story development for Myth. So boom,
Myth or Mist?
Marathon, 1 and 2, director of Destiny.
Okay,
So
no,
he's
that's-
currently the CCO of Bungie.
That's actually a pretty important amount of work. So, okay.
I really agree that Halo was a game changer in a lot of the ways Hio said, and I actually do agree with a lot of that.
That's
There you go. There's a reason it's Mario, Sonic, and Halo at the Winter Games.
hey man, if your character isn't in Smash Brothers yet, you're not a real character. You know. It's like it's
Goku's not real either, dude.
It's like they said, everybody's here. So if you're not there, you're not anybody. You know.
You're not.
Yeah, nobody.
Actually, shoot, that reminds me. What the creator of Smash Brothers?
Oh,
Was that
Sakurai.
Naruto?
Yeah,
Oh, Sakurai.
Masahiro Sakurai. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't give it to him, but he did.
No.
he did more than
Again,
he did
it's
more
just-
than.
We could make a Nintendo Mount Rushmore.
That would be very easy.
It has to
Not
be
very
Mount
easy, but it would be
Mount
much
Rushmore.
easier.
Where are games without Nintendo? You know?
That's very true. That they would not have existed in the way that we know them.
Nintendo, you know?
It probably like
You
video
need to
games
Nintendo,
probably still would have
alright,
taken off, but because of the video game recession, without Mario and Nintendo coming to America, we probably wouldn't care about video games and so they'd probably be 10 years behind where they are today, in my opinion.
I know my folks.
So we also have Cliffy B, or Cliff Blazinski, the one of the head guys on Unreal Gears of War 1. He really pushed forward what you could do with first-person shooter games with like Unreal Tournament and all that stuff, like the high-speed, like first-person shooters, like really competitive stuff like that. I wouldn't give it to him, but he is an important person in video games. And then I already mentioned Jonathan Blow, who I had on here for his what he's done for the indie games scene.
I got one for you.
Okay.
I don't know if you had it on your list. Sid Meier.
Oh shoot, I did skip over Sid Meier. Yeah, the founder of the Civ games, also did Sid Meier's Pirates. Pretty much, if it's a game that he made, his name's on it. So.
Yeah, you've heard of him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You know what? He's very much
Meier's
similar to
Pirates.
Kojima, where if you're playing a game made by him, you sure as fuck know it.
Yeah, because it is Sid Meier's fucking game.
Yeah.
So do you throw Tom Clancy on there too?
Oh damn!
That was a good joke.
That's real good though.
I would absolutely not.
Splinter
but-
Cell, Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this dude hates America. This dude wants a Nintendo only Mount Rushmore. Fuck America,
No, I
dude.
don't.
All
I
right,
put
Kaiser.
Gabe Newell up there.
Who?
Funny story. They
fat
put Sid
man?
Meier's name on shit he isn't even marketing now. He isn't even part of. Yeah, it's true. You hear Sid Meier and you're like, oh, that person made a game once.
That's
Why
game
did he
changing,
just?
man.
Why did he just jam his name on every single game?
Also, one more name that we could put in there, but I definitely think we're all going to say no to is Peter Molyneux. Just because.
Never heard of him.
I mean, he did do Fable, but
Really haven't heard of him.
he also
I mean, that's
fucked
neato,
over a lot of fans.
Oh, yeah, Peter Molyneux is. Oh man, that man
Yeah.
did awful things to my imagination.
What, did he give you drugs
Where's
or
my
something?
boy Randy Pitchford?
Oh, Randy Pitchford, yeah, the CEO of Jesus God, what's the
Ooh,
name of the studio?
what about-
Gearbox?
What about Will Wright?
Oh, I said Will Wright. You probably just
Did
couldn't
you
hear
say
me.
Will Wright?
Yeah.
No.
What about Will Smith?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that's good. I think he played a game once. Absolutely.
He's probably been a voice. Probably been an actor in a movie that got turned into a video game.
I'm pretty sure there's an I Am Legend video game, so yeah.
Exactly.
Yikes, is there?
I don't know. I
Terrifying.
could have been lying about that one. All right. So I think that's. I mean, unless Mizuki's gotten something else, or if you guys got something else you want to put forward for somebody, I think we've listed a long list of potentials.
I can't
Well,
think of anybody, honestly.
I'm gonna double down on the Chrono Trigger Final Fantasy 1 through 7 versus Parts guy.
Hironobu Sakaguchi.
I feel like someone has to represent the JRPG genre.
Mm-hmm.
And
JRPGs
and
and
a
just
lot of
RPGs
and a lot of
in
those
general.
games are pretty legendary.
Yeah, I'm pretty fine with that. If anybody has any objections to Hironobu Sakaguchi,
I won't argue against it.
I mean, I like those games, so that would make me happy. So I don't
Alright.
see any reason not to.
Oh man, there's some real good pictures of this guy too. Let me just put that out there.
Oh, nice.
He's got some pretty sick
Now,
facial
this
hair.
is something we haven't. This is something we haven't considered,
Hmm.
boys. We've been
Mhm.
considering who's the most like influential.
Mhm.
We haven't considered who's the sexiest game influencer.
You guys can talk about that. I'm good.
It's,
We already have Gabe up there.
Oh,
Right. It's already represented.
I was gonna say then we just have to put Reggie up there, but
Gabe is like all of our sex appeal done.
Christ. I'm
People are
not
gonna
a fan
like
of
come to
joke.
this thing and be like, "Oh wow, that is some sexy stone."
They'd be pissed. What? Look at all this clickbait. They just put Gabe on there. Million clicks. Fucking bastard.
all right, let's get Sakaguchi up there.
We gotta find out who our fourth is gonna be. I
Yeah.
still put my money on Halo Man.
On Halo Man. That, you know what? That was not a bad choice. For sure.
But if you guys wanna argue for somebody else. I'm still saying hardware shit. Anybody would have done the hardware eventually.
So that's Jason Jones who are for Halo.
Correct.
There's also
Or if we want to choose somebody else associated with Halo, I'd be fine with that.
Zach. Y'all didn't think y'all think Zach didn't think of the clicks before suggesting Gabe. I feel like if you put Gabe's face on something, people click on it. Like it's just that. Let me do this. Let me read through the names that we've got, and if someone says okay, I'm gonna put it on a short list, and then we'll go from there. All right. So we got Jason Jones. I feel like we're gonna put him on the short list, right?
Yes.
Okay.
John Carmack, the id Software tech guy. If you guys don't feel strong on him, I don't either. But it's just the thing where like I'm reading a lot of articles and people are like, he's a good name.
You gotta learn to think for yourself, Kaiser. So
Yeah.
let other people think for you.
That's
Fuck you,
fair.
Carmack.
All right, Koji Igarashi, creator of Castlevania. I feel like we're skipping him.
No.
Hidetaka Miyazaki, the head of FromSoft, creator of Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne.
I don't know.
Absolutely not.
I would want to put him on the short list.
Ah, it's your show, dude. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Go
Man.
ahead.
You really think FromSoft Games is up there with Miyamoto, Gabe Newell?
Dude,
you really think FromSoft Games is up there?
It's
Dark
become
Souls is better than
Fuck
Mario.
you if you do.
it's become a meme to say something is the Dark Souls of something else. Like that's how influential
Yeah,
this
it's
game is.
because people didn't know that games have always been difficult.
No, when they say it, I don't think they always mean the difficulty level of it. But also, where is
No,
Baritsu
they mean
Baro?
the shittiness of it.
Where is Baritsu Baro? Did
the
we
shit
lose this
camera
man?
angles,
Where did we lose this man?
The shit controls.
the shit controls.
Y'all are being way too harsh. Phil Spencer, I feel like we skip him. Yves Gilmore, the head of Ubisoft. I'm fine if we skip him. Kaz Hirai, the former CEO of PlayStation. I don't know if I mentioned him before. Michael Morhaime, the founder and CEO of Blizzard. Todd Howard.
Damn.
Shigeru Miyamoto, we already have him. Will Wright, SimCity and the Sims guy. Reggie Fils-Aimé. Wes is AWOL right now. I don't know where Wes is.
We can see you. I can
I
see you.
can see you.
Luis.
Yeah, I can see you.
But the stream, and in the essence, Kaiser, I'm guessing.
I
cannot.
can't even hear him.
And Kaiser's talking right now, and I have nothing.
I think he said I can't see him.
Yeah, I can't see him.
Okay.
Man, oh man, this is a terrible, terrible stream.
Yeah, the stream cannot see him.
Wes, tell Wes to refresh.
He can hear us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Britsubar is back in hell.
I'm trying to find out who I want to give the most credit for Halo to.
There's no one person who was just like straight up
Right.
creative director
Nope.
of it. It was like a whole bunch of people worked on it.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like one studio, a whole bunch of people. It was
There we
like
go.
2 studios at least, a whole bunch of people worked on it.
Right, because the first guy we talked about, like, he helped on Halo 1, that was it.
Mhm.
Yes.
He completely vanished. He basically didn't do anything with Bungie besides lay the groundwork for what would become Destiny.
Yes.
I mean, the founder of Bungie didn't really, like, do much.
Mhm. Let me keep going with some names here. So I just said Reggie Fils-Aimé. How do we feel about Reggie?
I love Reggie.
I love Reggie, but he's not on my short list.
I put him on the short list.
Okay.
You can put him on the short list, but I'm not going to vote for him.
We've got Hideo Kojima. I think he has to be on the short list.
He can be
Yeah,
on the
put him
short
on
list.
That's fine.
At the very least on
Yeah,
the short
probably
list.
not gonna vote for him, but he can be on the short list.
I've got the Pac-Man creator, Iwatani. That's fine. Higginbotham, the creator of the first video game, Tennis for Two. I feel like that's a pass from all of us.
Trash, man. I didn't like that one.
What about Satoshi Tajiri, the creator of Pokemon?
I'll
No.
shortlist. I'll shortlist him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Gunpei Yokoi, the creator of Metroid and creator of the Game Boy. I feel like we can skip him, but still very important man.
Yeah.
John Romero. I feel like if we're skipping John Carmack, we got to skip John Romero. Sid
Just
Meier.
We're biased against all Johns.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sid Meier. How do we feel about Sid Meier?
I mean,
Eh,
I'm gonna vote no on the short list for that.
but I don't know how influential he is.
Yeah, I'm fine with saying no. I mean, he did, like, the Civ games, it can't be overlooked, like, how influential and important those are, but I'm fine with skipping him.
Are they though? Like, I don't know. I didn't like them.
There's people fucking do love him, though. And, like, as far as,
People
like,
are
turn-based
dumb.
strategy, I feel like they did a lot for real-time strategy, too.
Oh, Final Fantasy was turn-based strategy.
I hate you so much. Sam and Dan Hauser, the CEOs of the creators of the 3D GTA games, and
I'd put them up there just because GTA
Yeah.
5 is one of the highest selling games of all time.
Oh, there was actually a whole lot of controversy back in the day about video games making people do violent stuff.
also
Which
that
led to a whole bunch of free speech junk and now video games.
Ooh, can I? When you're done, I'm gonna give a hot take.
okay.
When we're done,
They
with
can be
this.
pretty violent. I think sort of as a result of GTA, not really paving the way, but kind of solidifying the way. They weren't the first to be violent, but
I would
they were sort of
argue
the most commercially
I would argue that Mortal Kombat
successful to be violent.
I would argue that Mortal Kombat set that up, but then the when I think it was GTA 4 had the hot coffee mod, that was like another big milestone.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That was San Andreas that had hot coffee.
San Andreas. Yeah.
So yeah, put them on the short list.
All right, the Hausers. Ice Frog, the creator of Dota. I feel like we can't put him on because there's no picture of this person, so we can't put them on the fucking mountain. But
You just had to put a frog on there. I'm still gonna vote no on that.
You put what's his name, Pepe the Frog.
oh nope,
Oh, God,
sure
no.
wouldn't. Although I guess if it was the gamers fucking Mount Rushmore, maybe we would.
Why would he just choose like a Dota character? Oh, Toby Fox. Should he go up there?
I would say no because he's still young in the game.
No, okay.
He did make Undertale,
Okay.
and he did stuff before Undertale, but I feel like that's he's just let him come out with 2 more games.
Deltarune's on the way.
Well, Deltarune's kind of out, right?
Only like chapter 1.
Yeah. Alexei Pajitnov, the creator of Tetris.
Eh.
Nah, nobody's got strong feelings on him. Notch.
No.
I feel like because we have Sakaguchi, we're not going to do Hori, the creator of Dragon Quest.
No.
I would make a strong argument for Shinji Mikami, the Resident Evil guy, Dino Crisis God Hand, Phoenix Wright producer, currently doing other like horror
Nah.
games. No?
Ugh.
I want him on there.
Oh, go ahead. There we go again. Dictator Kaiser over here. Okay, buddy.
Hey, no, it's King Kaiser, please.
Dictator Dizer. Don't laugh at that. Fucking awful.
I feel like you guys don't really like Ken Levine, the lead designer of System Shock 2 and Bioshock Infinite. I feel like that doesn't do it for you
No.
guys.
Nah.
I think he's super important, but that's fine. And then the last 2 I've got is Cliffy B, who I feel like we're all in agreement that he's a no.
Cliffy B.
And
He's just kind of a joke name at this point.
yeah, well, he's out of the industry, so also that. And Jonathan Blow, the I would say is the father of the modern indie game movement.
Nope.
Solely despite Hi-Ho, I'm putting him on the short list.
I fucking
Yeah.
this Kaiser guy. I'm getting my Microsoft boy up there. All right.
Yeah.
Halo will take its seat at the throne.
All right.
Let me find a single person to credit it to.
Yeah, that's my complaint is like, how much did this guy really do for making Halo work? You know.
I wish. I really wish I knew.
All right, so let's read through our short list. We've got 8 names for the final Well, I guess technically 9 because 2 of them are brothers, but Jason Jones, who is, according to Hayo, the Halo guy.
Yeah.
He's the man. He's going to give all the credit for Halo too.
Now wait, can I get my hot take? Was that the end of the long list?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you got another one to add on there?
Well, okay. I'm gonna real quick just throw back out Charles Martinet because he didn't just do Mario. He also did Luigi and Wario, and I'm pretty sure Waluigi. So he's kind of like the Mel Blanc of video games.
I would rather give it to if we're not going to give somebody who like developed a game, I would give it to Koji Kondo, who created the music for Mario and Zelda, as well as other like
fair.
Nintendo
And
properties.
My other hot take is if we're talking like people who influenced video games in general and like the advent of people wanting video games to be a thing, fucking put Gary Gygax up there.
I don't know who that is.
Gygax, dude.
The creator of Dungeons and Dragons.
I wouldn't give it to him.
Because that single-handedly created a desire from people. They were like, what if this was like, I could play this by myself without other stupid people around.
Such a tenuous relationship.
Yeah,
to
I
video games.
agree. I think it's more tabletop. I think if it's going back
but
to
like,
Dapper's joke of like,
I don't
let's
think video
give
games
Thomas
would have been
Edison.
a thing without him.
I mean, then I'm gonna start
you're
throwing out
wild.
like directors of like action movies, sci-fi movies, and
Yeah.
claiming that they made people want to play video games.
Yeah, but like there was never
Steven Spielberg.
people weren't ever like, oh, I wanna play the movie. You had a guy who made a game.
Well, I
and
feel
then
like people have
were
always said they want to play the movie. That's
I don't know. I don't think people were watching silent films and were like, man, I really wish that I could be the Marx Brothers right now, slipping
I
off
wish
an
I was throwing that pie and
Yeah,
Thanos
I don't know
face.
about
now.
that.
I mean, now that you say it, I want to do that.
yeah, but you
Give me
go
a
make
give me a
fucking
Marx Brothers
pie.
game.
Don't give them a Marx Brothers game. All
I mean,
right?
they do have a Three Stooges game, I'm pretty sure.
Sounds god awful.
You know,
Like, go back to the NES.
Mizuki says he's on your side,
The only,
Britsu
the only Marx game I want is the Karl Marx game where I take down capitalism.
Mizuki says he's on your side, Britsu but you know what, Mizuki, you also put the Virtual Boy as like one of the better Nintendo consoles because of its relationship to VR,
yeah.
and therefore
Get
I
his opinion the
completely-
fuck out of here.
Yeah,
They did make a Three Stooges video game, just in case you guys
wow,
were curious.
really?
That
Yep.
wasn't.
Wow,
In
I
1987.
wasn't.
wow. All right, let me read through these names on our short list here. Jason Jones, in Hayo's words, the Halo guy. And current CEO of Bungie, also did work with Destiny. I would have some argument for him because not only like if it was just Halo, fine, but also Destiny is very important for the what are you gonna call it? The games as a service, which is now becoming fairly common in the industry. Hidetaka Miyazaki, head of FromSoft. I feel like that's a no from everybody but me, so that sucks. Reggie Fils-Aimé, I feel like that's a yes for Britsu Bar. Everybody else is kind of like, eh. I mean,
Who is
nothing.
that?
Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Fuck,
Reggie.
I didn't hear the first name.
Reggie.
He's
Reggie.
Oh, Reggie. Yeah, no, absolutely, Reggie all the way.
I mean,
I'm-
I want to
I'm
put.
voting no on that.
I want to put. Mizuki says games as a service, aka the worst thing ever for the industry. Strong argument to be made on that one. Hideo Kojima, I think I would push him for sure. I would be fine with putting him on there, but
I'm not putting Kojima on there.
that's fair. Anybody else feel?
I need something more than I mean, I get the Metal Gear series, but I'm just not. Yeah, nothing else outside of that.
As Hayo said, he was involved with Silent Hill, so he was involved with some and Zone of the Enders, Mizuki. That's a good
Silent
one.
Hill.
Dapper's not feeling it.
I guess
Satoshi Tajiri, head of the creator of Pokemon.
like I don't know, because the Pokemon phenomenon was so enormous outside of video games. Like it was everywhere: lunchboxes, shoes, backpacks. Everything was Pokemon.
Mhm.
It's like
So
if
is
you
he like
create
the
that-
original? Now we're saying, like, is he like the original creator of Pokemon? Not just like the game, but like Pokemon in general.
Pokemon in general.
I mean, I think that's pretty bonkers. So I'm like,
I think he's got to go on a whole nother list.
I agree.
You know,
I kind of agree with that. I would say like, or like you could say Junichi Masuda, who's now like the guy who pretty much makes all the Pokemon games, although he kind of wants to get out of it, as you can tell. But I'm fine.
I
not
would say
putting him on
that
there.
Pokemon is probably the more culturally prolific thing that exists.
It's the most valuable intellectual property in the world.
Well, because like you see, fucking, they made a Pokemon movie. They haven't even made a successful Mario movie.
let's
They
put
haven't made
emphasis on
Halo-
successful.
a Halo guy movie.
Mm,
They
They've
haven't
made some
made-
Halo shorts though. You know, come on.
did
They have, but then like they haven't made a Halo guy app.
Hey, they do have Red versus Blue.
They do have Red versus Blue.
versus
Machinima as a
Blue.
whole.
is pretty fucking baller.
Rooster Teeth. I
Rooster
mean,
Teeth doesn't exist without Halo.
dang
I know
it.
how much you guys
Dang
love
it.
watching.
I was
I do
bringing
want
it
to
back.
emphasize that, including spin-offs, Pokemon has 76 titles.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty
Video
nuts.
Yeah.
And I'd honestly argue that Pokemon probably has made more national news than any other video game
Easily,
with Pokemon
easily.
Go.
Easily.
Like,
I mean, not even with Pokemon Go. It was there before that. Like,
so if this is like a list for gamers, then I'd say maybe not. But if it's for like cultural, like how much it's seeped into the world culture, I'd say Pokemon's probably.
and I think
fucking
that's the argument that Hayo and I are kind of going on. I think this guy is extremely important. I just don't think we should put him on the video game Mount Rushmore.
That's
Yes.
fair.
He needs a more important, the better Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
What he goes on.
I think it's the mountain of money that he's going to bet on every night. Sam and Dan Hauser, the heads of Rockstar Games.
Get him out of there.
Well,
That's a tough one.
I don't know.
That's another one I think I'm sort of okay with.
Yeah.
I think the GTAs have not only had some incredible games, but have kind of pushed the boundaries and crossed some lines
hmm
in terms of video game lore.
Yeah.
and freedom of speech. But yes, video games as well.
Okay, the last two are Shinji Mikami, which is pretty much like the father of modern video game horror with Resident Evil. And then Jonathan Blow, the father of indie games. I feel like nobody else but me is interested in voting for them, so we can move past them. Is that fair?
I vote for the indie game guy.
Oh, okay. So I think of the people that we have more than one person interested in, it's Jason Jones, Halo guy, Hideo Kojima, the Hauser brothers, and Jonathan Blow.
So we have name we couldn't hear, name we couldn't hear,
God damn.
multiple, maybe more names we couldn't hear, and Jonathan Blow.
Oh, Mr. Blow.
I hate you guys.
He's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna type it now.
Jason
Jason
Jones,
Jones,
Kojima, the Hauser brothers, and Jonathan
And
Blow.
Blow.
I only remember Jason Jones is Halo, Kojima is Kojima, and the Hauser Bros are GTA. I don't even remember what Blow did. Had a brother named Curtis who made a good song.
Hey,
It's indie games versus Metal Gear versus kind of Halo versus kind of GTA.
why is Blow getting the credit for indie games?
He made Braid.
I guess.
I'm fine if you
I'll-
don't want to include him, but I think he's extremely important.
Still vote Halo. Generic Space Marine was hot for quite a few years, and Halo was they fucking led the pack.
I
My
think.
only issue with Jones is that he didn't really do much besides Halo 1 and laid the groundwork for what other people would turn into Destiny.
Let me suggest this. All of us at one time say the name of the person we think should be on the wall, and if one of them has more than one vote, they're it. How's that sound?
We could try it.
All right.
Okay.
So on the count of 3, 1.
Are we gonna just say it?
Yeah, we all say it. 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Kojima.
Hauser Brothers.
Kojima.
First of
Or
all, was that
Hauser
Kojima?
Brothers.
I say Kojima.
Oh, so now Hayo changed his name, so there's a tie.
I'll say Hauser Brothers then.
Oof. All right. You know what? Let's do some crowdsourcing here. How does the audience feel about this?
Oh yeah.
We got 8-Ball. We got
Yeah.
Mizuki in the
Solid
chat.
GTA.
We got David Farkas.
Shoot, I mean, at that point, can't you just go with? You could just go with numbers. Who played more GTA? Everybody.
It looks like yeah, it's between Hauser and Kojima. Hauser Brothers are GTA and Rockstar Games. Kojima is Kojima.
But I will say, if we're doing Hauser Bros, that's 2 heads.
I know.
And we only have room for 1.
And
head.
I'd have to figure out how to make that work.
You just stack them awkwardly on top of each other in a way that doesn't look aesthetic.
So one is like way above. Mizuki says Kojima. Oh, 8-Ball says Hauser if you don't explain Kojima. Kojima, I think, completely revolutionized storytelling in video games. Created one of the most, I would say, favored video game property. It's hard to talk. Did Zone of the Enders, did stuff with Silent Hills. Man, y'all suck.
Your entire explanation of what Kojima did was just completely silent.
Oh, man.
Well, I think the stream can hear him just fine.
The
It's just
stream
we
can't hear me. That's so annoying.
I guess we'll never know what Hideo did.
Hideo Kojima's done
Take his
nothing.
word for it.
We'll have to take his word.
8-Ball.
I mean, with an explanation like that, I feel like Kojima is the shoe-in.
The Metal Gear Solid games revolutionized storytelling. I'm still not necessarily certain how, but
Oh, man.
I gotta say Hauser.
Pridge, I feel like you would like the Metal Gear Solid games.
I'm just on principle against the Hauser brothers because I hate what GTA did to games.
Oh my God! So we
Make
now
them fun?
we now still have an even split.
Wait, Wes. Okay. Now we gotta talk about which one is worse. What's wrong with the Hauser brothers and GTA?
I just hate what GTA created, and it's not their fault. Like, I think the idea of Grand Theft Auto is a good idea, but I think it created the open world predicament where every game thought that they needed to be GTA. So
world.
every game became then, let's just make the map bigger. Let's make you able to do more shit that doesn't matter. Collect more pointless newspaper fragments that
That
give
is
you
what
two
I
lines
love
of
about
dialogue.
that is what I love about games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I play a lot of
Breath
games
of
that
the
fucking
Wild.
tell me to do that.
Minecraft.
Yeah. And I'm
Open
just
world
like-
games are king for a reason. What's that newest one? The horse game
the horse game,
The horse game.
with the crunch. Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah, I haven't played that, and I never intend on playing it.
Boom. GTA. I think West just won. They did it. Created open world games. Banjo-Kazooie. Better with the Hauser brothers. You're like, wow, this is pretty open world. Kind of reminds me of GTA. Boom. They go both ways now. Hauser
Man,
wins.
oh man, this is terrible. We're so deadlocked. I hate. David Farkas is in the chat. If David Farkas would step out and answer, I would let David Farkas decide.
I think we just take whatever he says if he says anything.
If there's literally anybody else in the chat and they say one of the names, either Hauser or Kojima.
First person to say anything. Actually, no. How about just the first thing anybody says?
Hayo, I hate you.
He's done it again. The Hauser brothers keep on winning. What the fuck? These guys are insane.
Time to get another Twitch account. Yeah, where's Lost One when you need him? All right. Let me see here. Let me at least prep the pictures for both of them while I do this.
If you can find a picture of the Hauser brothers standing side by side, face wise, and you can get it on there, I say they win. But if not,
I would
find
have
a shitty picture and put them up there.
I would
anyway.
have to do it a little bit of editing to make it work.
Well, okay, wait. Since the Hauser brothers, there's two of them,
Mm-hmm.
and we would need to put two of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Then why not just do one Hauser brother and Kojima next to each other? Boom.
You don't get a
problem
win
solved.
today, Wes. I don't think so, dude.
I feel like we need to. I don't want to make take the weak answer here. I feel like we need to make strike a hard line. It's either a Hauser brother, or it's Kojima. From what
Super Hauser brothers.
from what I'm getting, people on the internet, more people are saying Sam Hauser is more important, and I'm fine with giving
fine
it
with
to
me.
him.
That's fine with me. Give it to Sammy, boy.
All right, let me get a good picture of Sam Hauser.
Well, I mean, everyone's treating their employees like shit. That's not unique to them.
Yeah, I would argue both sides of that with you on that one. Why is there?
Whereas they treat their employees like shit, they also have some good games to back it up. Instead of just treating their employees like shit and coming out with shit.
I mean, also, man, no. See, now I'm like, well, I do actually really want to put Kojima up there as opposed to Sam Hauser, but man, why can't we just get a third person in here to? Okay, how about this? I'm fine with putting the Hausers on there because then that way it becomes an even split. Wait, are you gonna say that? Are you going to say that Metal Gear Solid is a role-playing game and GTA is not? 8-Ball.
He's right.
I understand.
He's right. And the GTAs are sort of FPSs too. Double dip.
Are they
Very
Well, then,
first-person shooters?
if we're talking about like open world games, wouldn't Todd
I
Howard
would
be
say,
a contender
put Todd
instead?
Howard. No, I
Yeah,
would not
you only
put
have
Todd
one
Howard.
Skyrim. There are what, 6 GTAs? Dude loses.
I mean,
Simple math.
there are more. Listen, I'm fine with ending this, just putting Dan Hauser on there. That way, also, it's an even split of 2 Eastern developers and 2 Western people.
Nice. Although if we had to choose one country that wins games, Japan just fucking smokes it.
As far as
Yeah, they
influential, yes.
They kind of like came up with the whole thing.
You know.
Japan invented video games. You heard it here first. Also, I will say this picture of Sam Hauser is kind of cool, so I'm fine with that. Although there's a
I
lot of
would-
cool pictures of Kojima. What? Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I would be remiss if I didn't consider our raccoon overlords and throw in the guy who created Sly Cooper.
Funny, but
What's
no.
his name again? All right, perfect. Shut him down immediately, even better.
Wait, hold on. Let's figure out who this guy is.
I think that's an argument against him right there.
Boom. Sam Hauser's up there. He kind of looks like Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk, so I'm fine with that. What if I just put
Nice.
Keanu Reeves on there? All right, I think that's enough for today. I think we have our Mount Rushmore of games. Miyamoto, Gabe Newell, Sakaguchi, and Sam Hauser.
I'm okay with that.
It's an odd list.
That face.
I appreciate. I mean, honestly, I can't decide which face is the funniest. I still think it's kind of Sakaguchi's face. His eyes are like so intense.
It's actually really cute because it looks like Miyamoto's got like a little suit on.
Kind of.
It's like the
kind
white
of.
part of the rock looks like a little lapel.
Yeah. All right.
I do like this Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. Well, hopefully in the gaming wars of 2090, when Mount Rushmore is actually destroyed, they'll find it. They'll find this video and decide, you know what, these guys were right. Except maybe not Sam Houser. Maybe it's Kojima. I don't know. But for now, this is Around the Monitors, Mount Gamemore. Oh, important housekeeping, I guess, before we go. Next week, there will be no episode. We'll be putting up some bonus content that we filmed a while ago. Going to be really tasty, though. We break through our ranking of all the Nintendo consoles, as well as our game of the decade so far for 2010 through 2019. Will it be changed by the end of the year? Who knows? Death Stranding, Kojima. Who knows? But I think that's going to be it for now. Anything else to say, guys?
No.
All right.
No, I'm good.
All right. Britzy
God bless the United States of America.
Cheers to that.
Heyo.
That's Hayo. Until next time, this has been Around the Monitor.